Hey friends, so we have a career fair that is coming up this week, and so I wanted to ensure that I recorded this presentation for all of you all who are preparing to come to the fair. These are just some things that we're going to cover really quickly, and so I wanted you to have this presentation. So the first thing that we are going to look at is our objectives in this presentation. The first thing is, what should you be doing before the fair? What should you be doing during the fair? And what should you be doing after the fair? So let's start with, what should you be doing before the fair? The first thing that you need to do is to research the companies that are attending. There is the bit.ly link. It is case sensitive. If you are trying to type that into your web browser, make sure that you're studying who's coming, pretty much the overview of who they are, the type of positions they have. Do your homework and do your research. The other thing that you need to be doing before the fair is to make sure that your resume is up to date. So you can refer to the Canler resume template for the proper layout. If you do not have that, you are more than welcome to contact me, and I'll be happy to send that to you, and I'll give you my contact information towards the end of the presentation. Some other things that you need to think through that you should be thinking about before the fair is, you need to print at least 10 to 12 copies of your resume. You can put that on regular printer paper, or if you want to be a little fancy, you can put it on resume paper. The other thing you definitely have to focus on is crafting your elevator pitch. I'm going to go over what that looks like in just a few moments. And then last but certainly not least, practice. Right? So make sure you're practicing your elevator pitch. Maybe practice it with your friends or family, your colleagues, or you can just record yourself and then watch it back and make notes. Make sure you are practicing proper handshake and eye contact. And then make sure that you're speaking with confidence about what you've done and what you're studying and where you would like to go. All right, so an elevator pitch, or some people call it an elevator speech, is a short synopsis of your background, your experience, and what you want to do. So the first thing you need to keep in mind is that you have got to keep this short. Okay, so 60 seconds. You want to say who you are, what you do, and what you want to achieve. So your goal really there is to focus on the essentials. All right, so I've crafted some examples of some elevator speeches or pitches. So here's the first one. If we were at the fair and Michael is trying to introduce himself to an employer, this is what he would say. Hi, my name is Michael. I am a second-year Master of Divinity student. I am interested in my work and research focusing on women's equity and healthcare equality. I'm looking for an internship or fellowship that will allow me to work at these intersections so I can gain valuable experiences and skills. I saw that you have an internship for a healthcare equity intern specifically around women's health, and I believe my experience and background make me a good fit for this position. So the thing that I like about this elevator pitch is that you're tying it to an opportunity that one of the employers had. So that's one example of doing your elevator pitch. It's really short, it's quick, it's to the point. I know who Michael is. I know what Michael is interested in working on and currently studying, and what Michael is looking for. So that's what you want. The next example says, hi, my name is Simone, and I am a graduating Master of Religion and Public Life student. I have an extensive background in secondary education administration, and through my studies here at Candler, I am focused on ethics within secondary education. I am looking to join an organization that focuses on policy and strategic programming for children in the foster care system. I want my work to focus on partnering with faith communities to create a better system of care and support for foster children who are dealing with trauma and various forms of disability. Again, it's very clear, it's concise, it's succinct. I know who Simone is, I know what Simone has studied, I know a little bit about Simone's background and what Simone wants to do from her experiences here at Candler. So those are two very detailed examples. So I came up with those elevator pitches just to kind of bring it home of what you really kind of need to be looking for as you are crafting and curating your elevator pitch. The reality is the more you practice something, the easier it becomes. So you want to ensure that you are practicing it as you're curating it. Keep practicing every moment. Keep practicing. Practice with friends, practice with your colleagues. Like I say, record yourself doing it. And I promise you, it will become like second nature. My favorite part is, what should I wear? All right. So to my ladies, my non-binary friends, you want to stay in neutral colors. Okay. Make sure that if you wear makeup is light or is very natural makeup. If you're wearing a skirt, make sure that your skirt is knee length. If you are wearing a pantsuit, make sure it's dress slacks. If you see this young lady here, her pants are perfect. So they're not too tight at all. So you want to make sure that it's not too loose, it's not too tight, but it's the right fit. If you wear a dress, make sure that the sleeves are come down to your elbows. If you have a sleeveless dress, make sure you wear a blazer on top of it. You want to stay with neutral colors, so black, navy, brown, tan can do it, grays, but we really usually stay within black and navy just to kind of be on the safe side. The other thing you want to be cognizant of is your shoes. So if you wear heels, your heels should be between 1 to 3 inches. Be very cautious about the how many inches you're wearing. You want to be 1 to 3 inches, and they need to be closed-toed shoes. And make sure that there's black or brown. Again, we want to stay in those kind of neutral color schemes. I would highly recommend black. It just makes it easier. Black goes with everything. The other thing too that I will say that I have seen over the years, if you do not walk well in heels, do not put them on for the fair. Find a pair of dressy flats that you can wear while you're engaging with employers. We don't want to be trying to walk in heels or figure it out at the fair. So if you don't normally wear heels, don't wear them to the fair. Find a nice pair of flats, and that's what you can wear with your business attire. You also want to make sure that your jewelry is minimal. So a nice watch. You can have a very basic necklace. If you wear hoop earrings, so like I have hoop earrings on right now, these are too big for the fair. You want to make sure they're a little bit smaller. You can put in studs, or some people just choose not to wear earrings at all. So that is your choice, but you can have minimal jewelry. Let me also say this, it's not on the presentation, but let me say this. If you wear perfume, make sure that it is incredibly minimal. You want to be careful about putting on fragrant scents. Scents that have fragrances to them, because you don't know if the person you'll be talking to may be allergic or any of those things. So either don't wear it or keep it very light. You just don't want to douse yourself in perfume. And for our gentlemen and non-binary friends, here are some examples of outfits that you can wear. Again, neutral colors. So notice their shirts are different shades of blue. You can wear a white shirt. You can even do a black shirt too. That should be fine. If you wear a tie, make sure there is not prints. So there's no designs or anything. Just give me a straight colored tie, right? No patterns, none of those things. And then make sure it's conservative. So a black tie, maybe a navy tie. This gentleman here has on, looks like a burgundy tie. So that's fine. You just kind of give a pop of color, but still keep it in those neutral colors. You want to be conservative. And of course, dress shoes, no tennis shoes, and you want to have minimal jewelry. If you wear an earring, either you want to take it out or you can do a stud too. It just depends. But I would say Just keep it to the watch or cufflinks or little hints of things. And then, like I said before, make sure you're not wearing a lot of cologne or anything of that nature. All right, so it's the day of the fair. So what should you do? Number one, breathe. You've got this. Don't overthink it. Just be your amazing, wonderful self. Okay. Remember, I said you want to bring about 10 to 12 copies of your resume. Well, don't just bring the paper. I need you to find a folder, or if you want to be fancy with it, you can get a pad folio. Most times they're in the bookstore. You can purchase those. You can get them at Walmart or any office supply store. It just looks nicer and more professional, but also, it helps you that if you're nervous and your palms get sweaty, you're not messing up your resume. So just find a folder to put that in. The folder that you bring, let it be basic colors again, not bright orange and all of that, but maybe a black folder or maybe a brown folder. So just kind of keep it neutral colors, but definitely have something to put your resumes in so they don't get damaged. If you need to place your things in a locker, you can come to the OSL and then you can check out a key and we will assign you a locker. I highly recommend you do that. Don't come in the fair with all your book bag and all of those things. So just make sure you go and come to the Office of Student Life in Suite 311, and then we will assist you with getting a locker. The other thing too is when you check in, we will give you a name tag. I will have an example at the table of what you need to write on your name tag, but just remember that when you put your name tag on, and I'll be telling you this the day of the fair, make sure you put it on your right side. So it kind of goes above what would be the pocket of your shirt, right? So just imagine where a pocket would be, you will put it above that. Etiquette is that when you shake hands, typically with your right hand, people naturally look right at your right shoulder. So that's where your name tag will be. Okay, so I can assist you with that the day of. The last thing is be open and be willing to talk to employers that you might not have considered. Remember, this is networking and recruiting. So even if you may not necessarily be interested in their opportunities right away, it could be a good connection to have. So just interact, engage, and like I say, be your amazing, wonderful self. The other thing you have to do as you're engaging with employers is ask questions. This is a conversation. Make sure you get clarity on their recruiting process, the best way to stand out as a candidate at their organization. And then after the conversation, don't forget to ask the employer if it's all right if you connect with them via LinkedIn, or ask them if they have a business card for you to follow up later. Now, we talked about some do's, let's talk about some don'ts. Do not come dressed inappropriately. And when I say inappropriately, no jeans, no shorts, no tennis shoes, no flip-flops, no Uggs, anything that is not business professional attire, don't wear it. If you have to bring a change of clothes, that's totally fine. So you don't want to be in your professional development attire all day, cool. Bring a change of clothes with you, but just make sure you come to the fair dressed appropriately. The other big thing that I always caution students about is do not walk up to an employer and ask them, so what do you do? Because now you're revealing to them you didn't do your research on the front end. We have 10 employers. That's not a lot. So you should be able to at least have an idea of what each one of them does. So do your homework, do your research. That means you got to be prepared. Have somewhat of an idea of what you're looking for based on who's there, who's coming. And maybe for some of you all, it will just be practice about really learning how to engage with recruiters and being able to say what you're looking for. So again, this is networking as much as it is recruiting. All right, so then what happens after the fair? Remember, I said, ask the employer if it's okay if you can connect with them on LinkedIn or if they have a business card. Here's why I said that, because you want to follow up with the employer after the fair. I would say wait no longer than 3 days after to follow up. You can do same day, but don't go past 3 days. We want to be fresh in their minds. So if they gave you their business card, just write a quick, nice, short email saying it was very nice to meet them and that you're very excited about applying for whatever the position is, and that you hope that you can hear from them soon or connect with them soon. If you need some assistance in trying to write a follow-up email just as a thank you, I'm more than happy to assist and help you with that. If you are connecting with them on LinkedIn, when you connect with them, you will also provide a personal note that goes with it. So it's a note that you can send when you connect with somebody. And you can just remind them, say, it was so nice to meet you at the Candler Career Fair. We talked about whatever the role was. And I just wanted to connect here on LinkedIn. I look forward to further conversations in the future. So again, if you are like, I'm not sure how to really word this, you can totally reach out to me and then we can kind of curate that as you follow up. The other thing, don't wait too long before applying to the roles you're interested in. If they told you about a role that, you know, during the fair and you're like, yeah, I'm definitely interested in that. Don't let weeks and weeks go by. Make sure that you actively apply not too long after the fair, because we want to, again, refresh in their minds, but also sometimes we don't know when they're going to take the job down. So just make sure you go ahead and apply. So this is Career and Vocation Week. So we have already done how to work a career fair. Wednesday, we will be doing a LinkedIn workshop. You need to come to that workshop. It is virtual. It's from 6 to 7. Come prepared with your questions. My colleague is going to be answering them. She is a LinkedIn guru, so she will be assisting and helping and giving great tips on how you can stand out. And ways to network and connect with employers and other colleagues. So make sure you do that. And then, of course, the fair will be on the 2nd. So something that I'm offering, if you're seeing this video in enough time, is Tuesday, January 31st from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. in the Office of Student Life. We're in Suite 311. I will be holding walk-in hours. So if you have last minute questions or concerns, you want to, you know, practice your elevator pitch with me, or maybe just talk through the anxiety you may be having around the fair, that's the time to do it. So if you cannot make this, I will show you another way to get in touch with me for us to go back and forth as you prepare to meet with employers at the fair. And as I stated, this is the information for the LinkedIn workshop. It will be on Zoom. That's the registration link at the bottom to register, and that will that is automatically connected to Zoom, so you'll get the Zoom information there. And then if you have not seen this, these are the employers that will be in attendance at the recruiting and networking fair. Again, make sure you stop by. We will be in 360, but you will check in the atrium. You'll see all of the decorations and all those things. So we'll make sure you get taken care of when you come to the fair, but do me a favor and bring somebody with you. Don't come to the fair by yourself. Bring a friend, bring a couple of friends, and let's have a really great turnout. If you need me, that's my bit.ly link. Now, this is the week of the fair, so my schedule is probably going to be a little bit more restrictive, but you're more than welcome to email me. So if you have a question about your resume or want some feedback regarding your resume, you can feel free to email me there. Or the new way that you can also contact me is via text. So this is really texting me, so it's not a bot or any of that. So if you have a quick question about your elevator pitch or a resume, or like I say, you're having some anxieties around the fair and you just need to process it, you can do so Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. You can text me and I will respond. Feel free to utilize me as a resource if you need me. I'm always here and happy to help you all. I know you all will do wonderful at the fair. But as always, if you have questions, we are in Suite 311. And I'm happy to help you. For, of course, you can email me, text me, but hopefully you will be feeling empowered and encouraged as we prepare to do this fair at Candler. See y'all soon.